What is keeping you from drugs? It destroyed my life in the Ost. Lost my kid at 18 months and was homeless. Celebrate 3 years clean on Saturday. I took my now 7 years old school shopping today. It took a long time and hard work to get here. I am not planning to go back. Stay strong. My brother struggled for years. He wasn't as strong as you. He relapsed several times, and in July of this year he got some bad pills from the street. That was his final relapse since the fentanyl-laced drugs claimed his life. My elderly mom found him. Stay strong. Do it for those that didn't have the fortitude that you have. I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you for sharing his story here. Can't have been easy. Family history. 3 generations of alcoholics and drug addicts. I want to break the chain. You've got this. Well, I'm still waiting for those free drugs that schools kept telling me about. It's always drug-free, but whenever you ask they arrest you. Back when I was in elementary school we had these signs that said, bully-free zone, and I always wondered if that meant I could freely bully people. I also wondered if I could bully people in the other areas but not that area. That's amazing and savage at the same time. Too shy to go out and meet a dealer. I never know what to wear and if I'll like them or not. Here it's kind of a gray area. It's legal to consume but not legal to sell. So the source is still the black market and I am too lazy to deal with those people. It's legal in my state, but with a 37% tax. So it's still a bit too pricey for me most of the time. Crack. I smoked it from the age of 17 to 32. I blew it out the first time I smoked it and thought to myself, wow, why did I wait 17 years to experience this? It's a full-fledged brain orgasm. For almost 4 minutes, all I felt was, holy fuck. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Then you're looking for another one. And there's one more. After that, there was more. You've been homeless for 15 years. Have no friends. And are robbing drug dealers at gunpoint to obtain your addiction. I still have urges if I think about it too much. Even though I haven't had a drink or used a drug in 14 months. If someone offered that to me, I'd have to choose between saying yes or turning around and fucking run. Thank you, but no thanks. If I'm not able to avoid it. Congrats on 14 months. That's a huge achievement. The come down and or hangover. The drugs I like steal all your dopamine and oxytocin and leave you with nothing for several days after. So you feel like S for a long time. The week of misery after wasn't worth the night before. Suicide Tuesdays used to be a motherfucker. Literally feeling this so hard right now. Nexus flip that bitch. 2-week afterglow with more residual effects. Healthiest mindset I've ever had. Though I'd still wait the 3 months. I don't understand any of this. Recovery. Hope that you are doing well. Each day at a time, as they say. The last time I did a whole lot of drugs, I almost killed myself, so I think it's best to stay away for the foreseeable future. Yay mental health. What kind of a whole lot of drugs? The cat on my lap is preventing me from bending over far enough to reach my bong. I really should have put a serious tag on this. He seriously can't reach the bong due to the cat. Make the cat retrieve the bong. If my cat did anything for me other than ruin my couch, I'd be amazed. Coffee is still legal. I sometimes wonder how the world would react if caffeine stopped exiting. I just wish it wouldn't exit so FKN fast. After 1 cup in the morning, I go to the bathroom after clocking in at work. I wonder if my colleagues ever think, man, this guy poops a lot. Fun fact. If you drink that 1 cup every morning, this has nothing to do with your caffeine intake. The mold diuretic effect of caffeine is non-existent when you drink it regularly. It's more likely your body is just in a rhythm. I have several expensive hobbies and interests that I already have to split my money between. I really can't afford drugs. Nonsense. You can always use your spare change to purchase a $5 bottle of vodka or some cough medicine. That's no reason to stay sober all the time, fam. Cough medicine? Do you sleep on a bench under newspaper? Tending bar. A lot of people offer you drugs. I used to accept and then have some fun after my shift, but recently I started walking dogs for extra cash and the dogs can tell if you're on something. How do they react? Seriously. Some get nervous but others start sniffing you like crazy. Now that I think about it, some of the dogs I walk used to be airport security dogs, so that might be why. So I had quit smoking for quite a few years, then decided I wanted to try it again. Took 1 hit and got way too high. got sick, and my dog was just sitting at the bathroom door staring at me. I had a full-on panic attack that she knew I was high and was judging me. Our pets know when something's not right with us. I just decided not to do drugs. Same here. It just never appealed to me. Don't try meth or Addy. You will love it more than any feeling of love towards anyone in your life at any point. Adderall? I had that in middle school. It made me hyper-focused while sacrificing all personality traits. Abusing it feels very identical to meth, but not as long. Being too poor to afford drugs. You can always start with dealing. But how would I obtain the drugs to deal in the first place with my poorness? Start hanging out with your local dealers. I don't even know my neighbors. I don't like to socialize. I prefer the company of myself. Opiates are cunning little devils. They don't appear to be particularly hazardous at first. But they do make everything feel. Okay, sure. I didn't get enough sleep the night before and have been standing at work for hours. But I took a pill and everything seems to be fine now. I'm in wonderful shape. Until they run out and you start having cravings and plotting methods to get more. Despite the fact that you assured yourself it was only a temporary situation. I've been suffering from bad desires for months. And I'm not going to play with that fire anymore. It's exactly the same. I broke both of my heels and ended up with some perk. Sure, it helped with my agony. And I needed it. I took half of the tablets and felt fine. But one day it was particularly severe. So I took the entire pill. Because I felt great. I took a complete pill once a day instead of risking being uncomfortable and in agony. Then I wasn't in any discomfort and only wanted the tablets because I was in such good spirits. When the pills ran out, I went to my parents' house to hunt for more. But they were all gone. It was horrible. I felt like trash, so I quit. It was horrible for a time. But it was eventually over. But I still think about it. It's a battle because it doesn't appear to be as horrible as it appears. I was in a hospital. A lot of addicts were in there with me. I was in there for toaster bath. Prevention, not addiction, but they kept us all together. And I just saw the really nasty side of it all. No matter what I made promise to them, I wouldn't touch any of the stuff, and I haven't to this day. Been there, done that. But I honestly laughed when you said toaster bath. I'm sorry. It's the most fun way to put it, I think. The fact that I don't want to F up my brain. I ain't some soul or spirit type shit. I am my brain, and if that gets F'd, I am done. Besides, I would rather find my own happiness than depend on drugs for it. Also, I love being in control of what I am thinking and seeing no shade on anyone who likes them, but they just aren't for me. As a previous drug user, your response is what did it for me. Also, I was sick of not being able to go to sleep when I wanted. And that feeling of hearing the birds start chirping after doing coke all night is the worst. If I ever get the urge, thinking about that is enough to quell it. Wow, that birds in the morning thing just made me shiver. No shit. Now there's some time ago. Not well spent, I might add. But yeah, I can relate. 2 more hours of work. Salvia. I've never had a worse drug experience in my life. I laid asleep on my bed in the dark after a massive bong draw of around 25x. I spent a lifetime trapped within a spinning, primary colored 3-sided tent as some type of mantis monster. My hands and feet were bound together and attached to 2 of the sides. And my hands and feet were bound together and attached to the 3rd. The worst part is that I knew I was there for a reason and that I deserved it. When I looked down at my feet, I noticed that the spinning was propelling me towards some really enormous lawnmower blades. As my feet slid into the blades, I recalled thinking, I'm going to be cut to ribbons. The walls my hands were shackled to opened up at the time they reached my waist. And I was ripped apart. That's when I realized what had happened. It was approximately 8 minutes later. F that nonsense. Never. Ever again. I have tried a few and just prefer my vanilla brain. I don't like losing control of my mind. Same. And people love to point to alcohol as some indicator of being a hypocrite. When yes, I drink. But no, I never ever get drunk. I absolutely hate being drunk. But I enjoy the taste of a beer or a glass of wine or what have you. Exactly. Wine tastes nice. But I never drink enough to go past at most a mild buzz.